This podcast is sponsored by Darling Eyewear. Activate your alter ego with Darling Eyewear and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop darlingeyewear.com. Tell them Demetrius Lee and Angela Lee in the Lee Life Experience Podcast sent you. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to a new episode of the Lee Life Experience Podcast. You have Angie and Demetrius here, and we are the hosts for this here segment. And again, we want to tell you thank you. Demetrius, tell the people thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank you for the love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we want to say thank you so much for riding with us, allowing us to ride with you to and from work, whether you listen to us while you working, while you at your cubicle, whether you
in the gym working out.
That's right, in the gym working out. So again, listen, Demetrius, since you said that, I want to send you this guy named Him 500. Him 500 has got this like kind of like this weight loss, this fitness challenge, and so your girl Sydney B was there. She's on his. She's on his team. Yeah.
Shout out to Cindy B.
Shout out to Cindy B, radio host in Atlanta, Georgia. So again, Demetrius, I'm gonna have to put you on recession proof so you can get out there and see how he is impacting the world about making people more acknowledgeable. Again, I'll touch a little bit, into that because he had gastric surgery and being able to talk about his transformation. So we'll do that on another episode. We'll kind of break that down once we talk about Him 500. So bring that back to my attention. But again, those of you who are riding with us and you want your topics heard and you say, hey, Angie, I'm doing something, and it might not necessarily be about something as juicy as a hot topic that's trending. Maybe it's some other health issues that you're going on. This here podcast is about uplifting and impacting our community. So something that is going on, you are not the only one that hasn't experienced it. And I know a lot of times we feel like it, but I promise you it's somebody else around the globe that have experienced or is experiencing what it is that you're going through, and you want to be able to break your silence and get on and come on and be our special guest. If you want to be our special guest, again, you want to come on the Lead Life Experience Podcast by texting 833-370-1608. Put relationship without an S into the message box, and you can be able to text your blurb or whatever you want to say, and then I will be able to reach out to you and you give us more information on what you said. Demetrius and I do, that's a disclaimer, we do have the right not to air everything out on this podcast if it's not in alignment with what we're doing. And a lot of times, we know politics is huge right now. We know religion is huge right now. But Demetrius and I are Christians. So even though we have potty mouths at some time, but again, just being able to know we're open, that we offer you the platform to come on here and talk. But if it's not in alignment to what it is that to move us forward, then we have the right not to be able to air that particular part of the podcast. So I want to be able to make sure that I highlight that, because Demetrius, I do meet people and they say, hey, I got something to say. But again, it's not in the alignment of where the Lead Life Experience Podcast is going. So we want to stay and be on do things in a respectful manner. And we are not trying to break homes up and being able to be controversial so far on the left or the right. So how you doing today?
Don't you love it, honey badge?
Yes. All right, we are doing reactions this time. We're doing celebrity reactions because a lot of people want to know, Andrew, what do y'all have to say? So Demetrius said he hasn't been keeping up with what's going on trend, what's trending. So I'm having to catch him up a little bit because he said, Andrew, you just shoot the questions to me and I ask. So this young lady reached out to me, and this was something that I seen this young girl in person, and she began to ask me like, Andrew, I didn't hear y'all talk about Deion Sanders' daughter. I know you're a big Deion Sanders fan, but Deiondra, I didn't hear y'all talk about her and Jacquees. Like, what do you have to say about that? Like that whole big old roller coaster ride of her of a relationship. So Demetrius, let me catch you up. Deondra is Deion's oldest child. She
That's
lives
right.
in Atlanta, Georgia, and she is more of a celebrity influencer, and I know she do something like marketing stuff as well. So not
Oh,
quite sure.
I know her.
You know her, okay?
Yeah, I know her.
So
Yeah, I don't
you
know the
know who Jacquees
situation.
is? Oh, you know who Jacquees is?
I know
Jacquees.
of him too.
Okay, he's a rapper that's in that limelight. But again, he's coming from, I think I want to say, like the Decatur side of town. So don't want to mess it up because you know everybody's territorial in the Georgia area. But anyway, he and his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, they were in a relationship, and of course he been messing around with Deiondra. And I guess Demetrius, you know, they just having a fling or whatever. But now they might have been his little sneaky link. Now it came, now it has came out that she's pregnant. So because he came out, his girlfriend Dreezy dropped receipts, and dropping receipts, Demetrius, mean giving you proof that hey, your man ain't all your man, because I'm gonna tell you he was just with me. And she dropped the receipts. Of course, Deiondra gets on social media and she's hurt, she's devastated, and she's going through all that. Can you imagine? So of course, you know, everybody running to the her page versus Dreezy page, you know, making a big old to do. Long story short, Deiondra drops off that, you know, she was trying to, you know, she had fibroids, which is something that I have experienced, and was told that she couldn't conceive. All of a sudden now, Demetrius, she is pregnant. So a lot of people in the comments were, of course, telling her, you know, that she shouldn't have it. But again, she being of a Christian value too, she was like, hey, you know, I was told that I couldn't have children. You know, now I have the opportunity to
Yeah.
finally see two lines on a pregnancy test. What do she do? And, you know, knowing that this man was playing her, both of them. So all of a sudden, you know, now Jacquees got to step up, in which he seems to have already stepped up. He just announced his love for her. Now they engaged. He been showing up per her social media. He has shown up to all the doctor visits. And now, you know, even Deion sent her a shout out, and he even, congratulating her. Like he know how long she been wanting to, you know, have a baby. The devastation of her not able to be able to become a
Ooh,
mom.
that'd be bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden, because you know that's not what every parent has for their daughter. You know, because even reading the comments, they shunning her like, how you gonna be a Christian, but you out here fornicating? You know, you having a man, and this man have been unfaithful to you. He done had you crying. But Demetrius, you know, what is your take from a man's standpoint that you have two women, and you know one that you got a little history with, but you know you trying to really figure things out with this new girl. Now the new girl then, you know, became pregnant, and she's not just like just a random chick. Now she coming with, you know, she's Deion Sanders' daughter.
That's
So
right.
you know, so a lot of people in the comment, and you know, once they had the baby shower saying that she was having a boy, she had said on social media that she was not going to name the baby a junior because she wasn't married. So that means the baby was not going to be in his last name. The baby was
Yeah.
going to carry her last name. So fast forward, Jacquees went ahead and proposed to her at the baby shower.
Damn.
Yeah,
Go
at the
ahead. I'm
baby
sorry
shower
about that.
last month. He done proposed to her. So now in the comments, they went in on Jacquees again. Well, like, hey, you just doing this for a stunt. I'm talking about even his personal PR even went against him. Like, hey, you know, saying all kind of ugly things that he had confided in her about. So I'm just asking a question, you know, asking for a friend about Demetrius, when you are a man and you have been, you know, you have another female and you kind of doing the balancing act. You know, you probably not taking Deiondra too serious. You know, got history with, you know, Dreezy over here, but now you kind of caught in between two, and I'm sure, um, you know, now he's having his first child. Cause I thought he had children, but he don't have any children. This
Oh,
will
you
be
don't.
no,
Oh, okay.
this will be both of their first child, and it's a boy.
That's big news there.
Yeah. So what is your feedback to a man, because I know it's some women out there that's pregnant, that's in that situation that, they got a man, they were kind of like just a sneaky link, just messing around. No, they already was in a situationship. And now, of course, Deondra's in love, but Dree's not ready to kind of, pull away. So what is your advice to some of the young ladies that's, they don't have a famous father like a Deion Sanders. So I see why Jacquees moving that way now. I see why Jacquees moving that way, but what you think?
I'm gonna talk from a man point of view. You know, I wouldn't worry about Deion son a daughter. It's his daughter. He need to be a daddy. He got a child coming, his first child. I'll be excited. He ain't got a child, she ain't got one. The main thing I think, I don't like to marry, propose, but I don't really see it, but I want to be a dad to a child. Cause a lot of black men, little boys, ain't got no daddy, man, and that mean a lot to a child. A daddy figure, and you say name Jacquees.
Jacquees.
Yeah, I'm telling you, be a daddy, be a good daddy, man, be a proud daddy, and teach your son to be a proud black man. And you want to marry that woman, you marry. I mean, I hope you marry for the right reason. Cause I know the one. I know the lady on. She's like a nice lady.
Yeah.
She's like a nice woman. I don't know her personal, but I see her little, Instagram. She's like a nice woman.
Yeah.
And on a child, and that's kind of devastating. You told you can't have a child, and now you got one. That's a blessing.
Blessing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a blessing. I had
totally
some friends
agree.
been like that for. They couldn't have kids, and didn't have them. That's a hard thing for a woman to do.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for her, Angie. And I like John Quees. I like to say, I like to see him take the daddy role. He don't want the woman. Don't play with her.
Don't play.
You tell her go ahead. You don't need her. Just tell her, but you be a good daddy.
Be
You
good.
tell her,
Daddy.
no, I don't want to be with you. I thought I did. I ain't ready to settle down and get married. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be a father to your son. I'm gonna be a leader. I'm gonna lead my son. Don't leave it to Deion son. I know Deion gonna be a good granddaddy, but he needed a daddy.
Yeah.
Deion gonna raise this kid. It's time for him. That boy need his own daddy in his life. So that's what I would say right now for that part. You asked me that question. See him be a good daddy, cut all the fooling out, and quit playing with them women, and just tell them, keep it real with them. That's what
And I
say.
thought they are young. And I can be correct to fact check that they in their 30s, early 30s, and so by them being in their early 30s, Demetrius, this is when most, not all, but most guys that they coming up, that's when they start kind of like looking at that second part of life. We got a son that's 26 years old. He don't have any children, but being able to man up. And I know he always getting teased like, hey, you the only one in the group, don't you don't have any children. And and I right now Demetrius Jr. is still spoiled, but I can imagine that when he do step up, that being able to be a great father is something that he gonna, because he loves children. So in Jacquees, he does.
He'll be a good daddy. Yeah, he will.
And Jacquees have a he has an organization, a nonprofit organization where he giving back to the community, and he's big on that. And they just did one recently over the weekend for back to school with haircuts, and gifts, and had sponsors. So it's a big thing. And to me, he already had that before he met Deiondra. So I feel like that's a plus, that being able to connect with somebody who already know what it is to give back. And Demetrius, I feel like it's when you meet with somebody and both of you are on the up and up, then Demetrius, a relationship, cause a woman can make you better. If you
That's
of a
right.
different standard, and I'm saying if you've been out there in the streets and you've been running, you can get that one woman to slow you down, and vice versa.
That's right.
I have seen it that, men's like, oh, he married her. She was the biggest, whatever. And she calmed
People can
down.
change.
Yeah,
That's
people
right.
can change. Exactly. So, that's what, we can say, to that effect. And again, when you read the comments, we will talk about that, Demetrius, like how not Deiondra, and this message for you, because I actually met you in person at the book signing for your father down at Barnes and Nobles. So, being able not to read the comments, and she seems like she's a very emotional young lady. And, and I know it's hard because they say she's got a dating history. And when you just want somebody, and she said she was, praying and praying. And Demetrius, I know what they feel like. And the
Yeah.
biggest thing, I'm going to say, sometimes the things that you want is not going to come wrapped up in the bow that you think it's going to be. Some things have to be chiseled away. And I'm saying it because you see what my shirt said, God is bigger. Some things have come to be chiseled away. Demetrius and I have our own relationship story that if we had to listen to the people, Demetrius, if we had to listen to the outside noise, Demetrius, where we be?
Probably in bad shape with somebody else. Pulled us down to the bottom. Yeah, that's right what happened.
Yeah, so being able to, so Deiondra, from uh Demetrius and I, we can tell you that just because of the way something is presented, you give them a little time, to grow up. Give them a little time to, and everybody don't have time to wait. So that's not my message for everybody. But I can tell you, if you feel like they're worth the wait, then I highly suggest you to be able to do that. And not everybody gonna be able to wait. Some people, they ready to go, and I totally understand that. But when you're trying and you need to have a deadline, have you a deadline on, when do you know it's time to move on? Sometimes those of us, as women, we taking men as they are, and we're not allowing them to change. And as long as you're not, and I talk about it all the time, if you're not setting standards, they're gonna continue that foolishness. But it is gonna be somebody out there who they are gonna change for. Demetrius, can you talk about that?
What part you give me? Make sure I'm understanding your question right.
Go about on the part what I said about a woman, you changing. You done went with some women and they just took you as you were, and you didn't feel like there was a challenge for you. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you know the ones that you felt like was a need, and the other ones you felt like,
But I have been, women,
I
that
got to
didn't
put
challenge
some
me,
up. So,
who stick by me and keep me straight. Don't let me run over you. And I ain't never wrong with a woman now. Never have tried it, but I need somebody to say in my ear.
yeah.
So, but I go back to her. I don't know what's going with her, but she gonna have that baby. She ain't gonna worry about it too much anyway. When that baby come along, they're gonna take all her time. She gonna be the happiest woman in the world. If you don't want to do right, Deiondra, don't worry about it. You got your child, and God gonna bless you with a right man. Don't go looking for he'll come to you. Yeah. And the dude Jacquees might be the right man. I don't know that man.
Well,
But
he
he ain't got.
already he's already making the changes. I was just more or less speaking of that when you have somebody, and even with you having that person, and you have stuck it out. I was talking about the duration of sticking it out because of course people in the comments were telling her like, don't trust him, going on, but he's showing improvement. Like I said, she said he's
Oh yeah,
attending
he
them.
coming around. Yeah, he
Yeah.
changing. If he make a changes, cause everybody ain't perfect. I had to make
No.
changes,
No. So that's
and
what
I
I'm.
did. Yeah, she
So
did
that
that. Give him a chance.
Yeah, I'm talking about having your standards to that person, that maybe that first girlfriend wasn't the one to challenge him. Maybe
That's right.
Deiondra is forcing him to challenge him to bring out that grown person. That's not accepting, like, hey, you can't come over here with that. You didn't have some friends, that when they asked like why they didn't marry such and such, they was in a relationship with him a long time. And you was like, and she wasn't no challenge to him.
No, with no challenge. Let him do what he want to do. And a man don't want a woman like that. A man want a woman gonna stand up to him. I don't mean when I say stand up, I don't mean stand up like cussing him out, want to whoop his, you know what? I mean challenge him, make him think. This is what you want to go out and do in life. Make him see, give him the option to see. You want to go back that way there? Cause I know where I'm going. Now you go back that way. I know you going, man. Like you going back down. It's on you. Make him
Yeah,
think.
that's right.
'Cause everybody make. Hey, I ain't trying to make a lateral move. I'm trying to make me a power move. I'm trying to go up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that dude Jacquees probably doing. Like I said, I don't know Deiondra, but she's like a nice lady. I know her daddy a nice man, and he a Christian man. I know she been raised right. He talked to right, so and she been have a child. Man, like I said, I can't. I'm happy for the woman. I really am. I'm really truly happy. That's a blessing. Cause everybody can have a child, but I'm glad she having one and she happy.
Yeah.
And I want to tell them people from them which can comment. Don't stick your jaw, Deiondra, because they just hating on you. I don't know what the man doing, but they don't know either. Hell, they just saying what they want to say. That's how people do. They
Yeah,
see you trying to go right.
a lot of times when we, the whole mission of this podcast is like feeding into the negativity. And when you allow people to get in your head, and even if you are in a good relationship, you start listening to people and they start making you, second guess your relationship. And when you have other people planting the seed in your head of doubt, it will make you, it'll make you not being as happy as you once was. Remember, misery love company, and Demetrius, and again, I have to, attest. Demetrius and I can be having some good moods, and he's like, Angie, I don't let people talk to me. I don't let people bring your name up.
What I about to say, I'm gonna go. Let me tell them a story. I'm gonna tell y'all something. My wife was a traveling nurse, and when I mean travel, she goes out the state. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she go to California, might stay 4 or 5 months, and a lot of men would ask me, have some women, you let your wife go over there? And I said, yeah, what's the problem? I don't know, I let my wife. You ain't better get in my head. I don't care about it. I know my wife. I trust my wife. I'm not worried about what you worried about, because you won't let your wife go nowhere. That's your insecurity. I ain't got that problem. So you stop him with great. You don't entertain it. Then if you do, you'll go home and think about it. Maybe he's right. You're a fool. But I don't do that. I don't let nobody get in my head but my wife.
Yeah.
She don't want allowed to get in my brain and make decisions through my head. She the only one. And my mama and maybe my kid. But my friend is not going to get in my brain, change my head, make me think something bad about my wife, my kids, about anybody. Yeah. I got my own brain. I block people out. So, Deiondra, I hope you're doing the same thing. Them people trying to get in your head, put dollars in your head. And Jacquees saying that with you. They going to come at you next.
Jacquees, yeah.
Oh, they ain't your baby. Go start telling you lies. I mean, that's what people do, man. But you can't listen. You can't buy into it. You buy into it. It costs you. Might cost you a good woman. Might cost you a marriage. Might cost you go to jail, man. So when people come you with that old nonsense, block it out. Don't entertain it. Because some people, I want to have more. I know women, when they say your man cheating, instead of them saying, I don't have nothing about it. I have women do that. I don't want to have nothing about it. What my man doing, I don't have nothing about it. Keep it to yourself. But other women, tell me more. Tell me some more. And boy, soon the man probably ain't doing nothing. You walk in the door, you going to attack this man because you entertaining somebody in the street who jealous of your relationship, want to tear it down, and you fail for it. Now you're going to cause a problem. Yeah. So, go ahead. But I just want to tell them, yeah, I let my wife go. I don't let nobody. I want to let nobody get in my head. I got my own brain. The only person to get in my head is my wife. And I don't want allowed to get it now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna test it because even when I'm gone, and people like, you leave your husband alone that long, by himself.
Well, go both ways. I know that.
Yeah,
do the same way.
Yes.
So you never told me that. I know that. Yeah.
My thing is, and this is what I say, and I have even said, things, to his mom, that Demetrius and I are older. So the things that used to be important to us then, when you young, sex is important. I mean, when I'm saying important, it's high on the list. Everybody don't know how to control their sexual urges. But as you get older, more close to the 50 age, those things are something that that is not as vital as it once was in your 20s. 20s, you feel like every time you get together, that just all that has to take place. But as you get up older, those things that used to be priority, those things are not as priority. You know what priority is to Demetrius and I now? Health. Making sure we wake up. Peace of mind. I should say peace of mind first, then health.
A peace of mind is what you say is an MF. I ain't gonna say the word, but yeah, peace of mind.
So those things are what's important to us, in our here in our middle years, as we, transition and get to retirement age. So things that I used to think about, or we used to think about then, Demetrius and I have done that. We did all the, what people did, the running around, the cheating, the this and the that, the calling. Now at this age, is you worried about having a good life. You worried about having a stable life. You worried about
health.
Hey, yeah, you worried about when I go to the doctor, am I gonna get a good doctor visit? When I come from the doctor, is the doctor gonna tell me something, good, or is he gonna tell me something devastating that's gonna mess up the livelihood of me and Demetrius? If we do come home with a bad diagnosis, who gonna be able to make sure that our livelihood continue? Are we both financially in a state that can take if one of us having to be out of work? Those are the conversations now. So the conversations are a little different. in your later years than they was in our beginning years.
That is
So
correct.
that is the reason when you asking about and again, you know, Jacquees them are not, they in their early 30s, so they still technically young. But
They're
in your
young.
30s, yeah, in your 30s, you still, you know, trying to maneuver from what you did in your when you done graduated high school and then your 20s when you done wild out. In your 30s, you better be trying to make some plans like who is gonna be my, you know, who's gonna be my partner or wherever you are in life, you know, your job. Then, you know, what kind of house. So by the time you hit 40s, I'm telling you, your 40s hit totally different. Things, a nap is what's important to me. What's important to me.
You
So
with your
Demetrius,
nap on a bunch.
that's right. Demetrius already know. Okay, you know, let me go in here and make sure he eat. And being able to set your boundaries and standards that when Demetrius and I were together and we had friends, I can't say that I outranked number one in his life. I didn't rank number one. And I'm saying now in my later years, I know I ranked number one because people have came and told me, "Oh, Demetrius wouldn't eat nothing." He said he ain't eating until his wife eat. You can tell by the standards, by your relationship, by they gonna make sure you good before they get good. That's when you know. So sometimes, you know, when you enter in relationships and you start looking at it, it's things that friends have told me that when I look back and I look at some of the things that Demetrius might not check all the boxes that he don't do, and I can start getting changing my mind. But it's some things that Demetrius do damn good that their means are not doing, or if they don't eat, they might some of them might not even have a
What you
steady
saying?
man.
10 things. As long as I got 6 or 7, I'm on top of it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do
So
it right.
that's what I'm saying. So it's some checks in the box, and I had to check myself because again, you all, I go to a retreat, and only till I go to a retreat, majority of the ladies on their health retreat is married. So when they come in there, we coming with problems, we coming with issues. Even the spirit, even the elder that's over it, she spearheaded that tell us, hey, I got issues myself. I have my own problems. But being able to work through the problems, being able to let myself know, being able to make time for your mate. Listen, it's things that you can do that again that Jacquees and Deiondra are doing without being posted on social media. We just see the things they post on social media. We may not see the behind the scenes. Like she said, he done made every um date, you know, for Lamar's class. And I know because Demetrius made all my Lamar's class. I had my best friend on standby. But Demetrius made all those Lamar class. Demetrius, do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I remember that.
You remember that?
But I
I
didn't make
had
the big one. I didn't make the big class. But y'all won't let me. I got that too late.
that's right. But again, all the Lamar class. So I can relate when she said he made all the Lamar's class. That was important. When you sitting down and you seeing these other mamas that don't look like you on color wise, and you got your man in there, and the man who's responsible for this, that's in there with you, teaching you and learning how to do your breaths and not listen. That's important. So you all, if you part of the gang to help bash, please help lift them up. They are a young couple bringing in a new life. And again, look at what she has accomplished on being able to go from being barren. Though, do you all know in the Bible what the barren woman? Do you all know Sarah was barren for a long time before
Yeah.
God being able to bless her and tell Abraham she gonna have a baby? Sarah laughed. Sarah laughed because she thought it was a joke. She was like, in my old age? So you all, I got to throw biblical principles in there with you because there was so many people in the Bible that God had already that was barren that could not birth children. So what did Sarah? Even Sarah had got weary. She had let the maid servant because she didn't think it was gonna happen for her. She let her maid servant sleep with her husband and say, "Oh well, you know what? I'm gonna let her go ahead and bless you." So many of you all will, because y'all ain't seeing it right now, you passing off your blessing because you looking at the right now and not counting on the future. Because you already have discredited yourself. You already have counted yourself out. But I highly suggest you to go back to the books of Genesis and being able to look at those stories in the beginning of time and start there so you will know, like, hey, I can't have a child. I want a baby so bad. And maybe you might not be able to birth it. Maybe you can be an adoption and be still hear that word mama. So y'all try to be a little, a little mindful of when we sending out all the hate. And maybe, getting pregnant wasn't hard for you. Getting pregnant wasn't hard for me. But I have worked at a fertility clinic out in California. And I also work at a women's surgery center where we're doing procedures every day. And you ought to see the amount of women that come in there that been on IVF and they have put up their whole entire life savings. Some of them are bankrupt, Demetrius, because they just want to have a baby. They on their third or fourth go and they still didn't have one lady, she was had 5 miscarriages. And Demetrius, that's heartbreaking. And she was in her early 30s. So I can imagine. I got my tubes tied because that was a choice of mine. Not because I just couldn't have children. It was a choice. So you all, Deiondra, this episode is for you. This episode is for those of you who saying, I share similar stories and I was told that I couldn't have children. I have a baby and this man is not with me. And maybe you on the opposite side. Maybe your Jacquees didn't come and is not with you. I want you to highly think that if God allowed you to get pregnant when you already was told that you wasn't gonna get pregnant, I want you to be able to, thank and be present with that pregnancy and being able to thank God and move forward. In this season, you all, it's about being grateful. And I think a lot of times we're not. We're not grateful. So, Demetrius, you have anything you want to add before?
Nah, we come out break. I guess we'll go to the next one, but no, I got nothing I want to add.
Okay.
I think you took care of Deiondra and Jacquees. Congratulations again. And I hope you have a healthy baby. And I hope you have a healthy relationship.
That's right.
From the Lee Lifespan Podcast.
Yeah, I heard it here first. Welcome back to the Lead Life Experience Podcast. Listen, if you was joining in to hear episode 1, we are doing the reactions because some of you all are enjoying the reactions, and that seem to be where we get most of our content, the likes and the shares from, especially on YouTube. We are seeing it and we enjoying it. So again, we giving you a reaction because that's what y'all asked for. So go to the first one if you want to go. That's part 1. This is part 2. And this reaction, Demetrius, this here came to me. And it's about Cardi B. Cardi B and Offset got married in 2017. Let's see. Yep, 2017 initially. But Cardi B, of course, so by the time they got married in September 2017 to be exact, then, they was having some issues and some, allegedly the infidelity, came into play. So she filed for a divorce in 2020. So everybody felt like it was a publicity stunt. She was like, she was done. Again, they caught them like somewhere together. They was in, somewhere, and her clapback was that she just needed some sex. That's what she said. Hey, I just needed some sex. They're my husband. And we don't mind you want to go back with your husband, but again, that lets you know that when you put all these people into your business, then when they have an opinion about your relationship, you mad because again, Demetrius, we only know what you tell us, and then when you have, forgiving Offset, we still mad at them.
Yeah.
Of course, that's it's coming. So Cardi B came on a few months ago. She did it again. She came and she talked about it, and she went on some long rant about how she hasn't helped Offset. Offset didn't have money. She of course she was felt like she was better financially, and she went on this long rant, and just she was just kind of going through. Now, to me, what it seemed like is she just was going through like a postpartum, pregnancy thing because they have 2 children together, had a little girl and a little boy, and now she's pregnant again. So she just announced that she was pregnant with that 3rd child. The day before, she announced that she was divorcing, done filed for divorce again in Fulton County. So everybody want to know the reaction, like, hey, now she been putting up subliminals posting about, hey, I'm taking care of me, I'm putting me first. So Demetrius, again, when a woman start putting those kind of posts up, what is she really saying? What Cardi B trying to say us without really saying it?
She trying to say first he's help. She reaching out for sympathy. Want somebody to feel sorry for, telling all their business, like, make like she a good woman. And why would somebody do her like that? So she got to do what she got to do. She made the divorce. And I'm going on with it. Maybe that's what I'm saying here. I don't think she gonna divorce. She didn't run them out, make a thing work. Probably gonna divorce her. That's what she doing, putting everybody in there again, like the last time. I hate when women do that. She kept that in the house. And she hurt. So she trying to hurt him. So she telling all they business. Of course, you don't hear him saying it. Like the men don't do that. Hey, I'm gonna divorce my wife. I'm through with them MF and all that. I let you get him in a corner, but women volunteer stuff. And then you make up, then you mad because somebody say, come at you with it. Why did you start that? You gonna do nothing, you back with him. Then you mad at him. That's why you need to keep your mouth closed. Quit looking for sympathy and want somebody to feel sorry for you. Nobody ain't gonna be to feel sorry for you. You gonna feel sorry for you. Y'all got money, so they feel like you know better. You're a grown woman. Take care of them kids you got. You pregnant again, so I guess that's a good thing. God bless you with another baby. I know you want it or not, but hey, I'm proud. I'm glad you got a baby coming, but worry about that. All that stuff about the vote. Just you gonna do it, just do it. You ain't gotta tell everybody. You ain't gotta tell everybody in the world, all over Atlanta, all over the United States. Just do it. Say, just do it and get it over with. That's what I gotta say to that.
Yeah,
Don't
I
get me
feel.
started with that because I don't like mess like that.
I know that's one of your pet peeves that burn your gears.
Yeah, in your mouth.
What I'm gonna say to that is, because I'm a female and we are very emotional, some women know how to carry theirs better than others. Some women, they don't express. And to me, I don't feel like that's good. It's not good when you don't talk and express, and again, I do understand why those people who do it, I know why they do it. They don't talk to nobody, they don't tell anybody, and they just kind of suppress their,
Explode.
yeah, emotions, and you will explode. And so it's kind of like a hard catch 22, Demetrius, because it's a way to do it or not to do it. Because if you don't talk and you sitting there, and even though you upset about something and you're not talking about it because you're trying to save face, because you don't want to be hurt, you want to go and be the one that go along with the get along game. But when you're doing it, it's costing you. It's costing you your peace of mind. You end up, sacrificing. And then when you do finally to talk about it, especially when it's somebody who can't read you. If you somebody that I can't talk to, I can't never talk to you, you always got the answer. Then after a while you start suppressing it, and then Demetrius, after a while you start feeling like you're not appreciated.
That's right.
That is a room for, I'm telling you, majority of the time, when fidelity take place, it's because one of the three sisters are in a vulnerable situation. Either it's the attention, it's the affection, or it's the appreciation. One of those three sisters are missing. Somebody has got to be able to step up. And Demetrius, I told you after watching, when I was in South Carolina, my sister them had me watching 10 Toes Down. And I thought it was a Tyler Perry movie, but she said it wasn't. But it's this woman was on there and she was talking about being in a relationship. And when she was in a relationship, she left and cheated on her husband, hardworking. After she cheated on the husband, this man she kept seeing, at the coffee shop. At the coffee shop, he talking to her, nice looking. He was in a suit. Her husband was a blue collar worker. So she looking at the bill, and the man, was reading the books, had wrote a book and talking to her. She was a book reader. So, she talking and they meeting up. And before you know it, he was whispering a lot of sweet nothings in her ear. After a few more chances, they will get into it, and now infidelity didn't happen. So the man ended up was married, And even though he was married, now he really hurt the lady, but the girl, she being the girl, was a nurse, and she went over there, cause he called her, and he ended up putting the whole thing on her, set her up and everything. So I'm saying all that to say that when you are allowing a relationship to get to the best of you, and you go out there entertaining other people, it sometimes be worse than what it is that you got that you can fix at home. And I know you probably saying, "Oh, well, I'm not in that type of situation." I'm just saying to look where your mindset is, because you can take a perfectly good relationship that you and him just might, having some disagreements, but when you start letting other people, and to me, Cardi B has been faithful. You know, I would assume, because they hadn't said anything about it. And I'm sure if she wasn't, that'd be all over the tabloids.
That's right. They
And
got him out. They
also,
got his name out here. What he
yeah,
been
his
doing
name
everything.
is everywhere. And Cardi B came from a 2-parent home, Demetrius.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, her
Well,
mother and
I know.
father is still together. So again, she already have in her head what she likes to see. She already was born with that foundation. And because she was in that foundation, I can pretty much promise you that's the reason why she have allowed him to continue to do these things, and not just go and retaliate and go out there and make a fool of herself.
I don't blame her. I wouldn't do that. Just go and get out of there. But quit telling everybody. Just do it. Don't make a fool out of herself. I don't want to see her go do that. Your mama run around. Oh, she going with this celebrity. What she going with? Don't do that, baby. Just go ahead and get rid of the man. Okay, you ain't got to take that. The man think I ain't taking you. Just quit telling people your business. Just do it. Get rid of them. When they find out, you been damn a whole year to vote. They don't even know it. That's all I want to say to Hunter. But you go ahead and finish it up. I didn't want to say.
No, like I said, because that's a valid point. That again, I didn't. That was not the advice that I was taking. The younger Angie didn't take that advice. The older
Yeah,
Angie would take that advice, because I know as you going through something, Demetrius is not gonna last. And if it's worth
yeah.
fighting for, if the argument really is that big, if the argument is whether y'all stand in two separate places, and you know what, even in the Bible it say separate for a season. So if you feel like separating, and Offset going to his place, you stand over there in the house with the children. If y'all done came to that agreement and y'all see y'all can no longer work it out, then Demetrius, you have to move forward. You can't keep holding somebody hostage till you figure it out.
That's right.
That's not fair.
That's
She
right. I totally agree.
Offset can't keep her hostage. She got a baby. I'm sure she got some, integrity about herself. She's gonna wait, until she have a child, and before she get out there, if she get out there before she go and pursue other people. But
But he don't want the woman. He don't want the woman. He's just gonna get rid of that woman and let her go
yeah.
about her business. Cause I ain't telling him to make him stay with either. But don't drag. Don't worry about no money. You got no money. You gonna pay some money because you got kids. But I wouldn't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, be happy.
At
Piece of mind
the
of
end of
ML.
at
Pay
the
her
end of the
money, but
day.
you got to pay her and be happy. You want to run the street, run with me? Do what you do. But don't hold that woman house. Let her go ahead and let her go on her life. That's what I would do, man. I mean, you probably say, who is me? I'm just saying, I think I have to guard the thing and do the right thing to do. Money or not, no money. Do it right, man.
Yeah.
And Carly, you do it right. Get off that Instagram telling people your business and go handle your business with your lawyer and take care of your kids. You can't, for me, getting yourself stressed out like that, baby.
Yeah.
And you can stop it. Just take care of your kids and let that go. Handle your business. I know
Yeah.
easy for me to say it, but you got to control your mind. You keep talking to yourself till you get it out your system. Go ahead, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but
I know. I mean, I totally agree, because we do things out of emotion, and I'm saying even today, it's easy that when you out of emotion, you go and you want. When your emotions build up, Demetri, you're not thinking about it. You want to get your point out. You defensive. You want to
yeah,
help break your partner down. But if you wait a while till you cool off, or like you say, till I get my cool down,
yeah,
and now that your head is in a better space, then Demetrius, I don't want to make you look bad. And again, you all, when I was out there and, being young and what they say, young and dumb and making all kind of impulsive decision, I didn't want, well, I didn't care at that point, what I did, how I did it. But at the age that I am now, like they say, this big age, at the big age you are now, I care about demasculating Demetrius. That's big to me. I care about not wanting him, that I want people to see him in a better light. I want people to see him. And again, if you go to them, telling everything that, that he's not doing, now people have formed another perception of him that when they see him, they're not going to see y'all laughing and smiling. I bet you that. They're going to see exactly what you said in a heated argument. That even when
Yeah.
y'all well, even when the smoke has cleared, they still going to remember. And I'm talking about family. I'm talking about
That's the main thing. Family, friend. Yeah.
and I'm saying that. So I have to be mindful. And I even told myself, like I'm easy and I always talking to, back then when I was younger, I was talking to friends and they had a lot to do with the influence, not on my decision now. They didn't make me do it, but they feedback was valuable to me. But now I have to be careful on what I tell my mom because my mom is who is my sounding ear. So when I talk to my mom or my sister or a pastor, then I'm having to make sure I'm carrying my words because even a pastor, depending on if it's somebody that's in a healthy marriage, people give you advice based off on what they have experienced. And if they still bitter, guess what? They don't give a darn about making sure you make it over. They goes like, oh well, you know what? I had to experience it. They got to experience it, but that's
Oh yeah.
bad.
That's right.
And I done seen it. If I can help a younger, even though at the end of the day she got to make her own decision, at the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure I point the part A and part B. I'm gonna make sure I let her know, like, hey, when I was young, this was the decision I made, and I'm gonna tell you what it cost me. That even when I say something about infidelity, I make sure I let people know this is what happened. And I think I failed. Our son had put something on Facebook, and it was like a little thing that was trending. It said, "How many of how many people that you know?" They said, "Let's play a game. How many of you?" They talking about a female thought you was gonna be a happy family, but now you end up a single mother. So our son, he put my mom. So of course when he put on there, everybody came on the comments and they thought I was just gonna, go ham on him. And I started to. But then I realized and I put in the comment on that particular post, I let them know that yes, I did do it. I was outside because see a lot of us when we have did things, we ashamed of it and we don't want to admit. But I let them know, yes, those are the things that I done. But what I also should have said, there was also some of the worst experience that I experienced being out there, talking and trusting anybody, could have sent myself to jail, all the things that I didn't have to do if I had to stay in there and me and my husband was in a healthy relationship. I should have just left and just went on to school, not talk to other people. That's what if it had went that way, that's what I should have done. But a lot of people are not gonna give you the real, and some of them want you to walk down that road on their own. But Demetrius, when you meet young men, do you tell them based off your younger years now and then your big age now, what do you tell young men that's coming to you, they in a relationship or in a marriage and they want to, still kind of do the balancing act with two or three women, you know, do you go ahead and chill them on like, yeah, man, hey, go ahead and knock them down, get two, have one
No.
for the team? Or do
No.
you go ahead and say, hey, you know what? When I tried balancing multiple women, when my wife did find out, what did you say? What do you say?
Oh, tell me it ain't gonna work. I said you're gonna bring you more heartache and pain than happiness. Cause it's all fun while you doing it, but when they get back to your lady and she start, they gonna kill you. You don't want no part of that smoke. You won't. You can't have it. It ain't worth it, man. And I can tell I was telling a young man, go to school, go to college, or get your own business. You gotta go to college, get your own business, and get you a family. And do right by your wife. You watch them NFL football player, baseball and basketball player. When they get in the league, they encourage them boys to get married. And I couldn't understand because they keep them out of trouble. You got a wife, you won't make bad decisions. When you singing, you go to clubs and party. You go with women like that. Man, no good come out there, man. Now you got AIDS and stuff out there running around. It ain't worth it, man. Ain't talking about like play like Houston got all them diseases and the highs in the United States. It ain't worth it. Get you a good woman, man, and take the little mouth and raise your kid, and you be more happy. I know easy for me to say, "Oh, you an old man." I'm telling you, you listen to me as a young man, you'll be more happy. You ever been in your life watching your son run in the backyard, your daughter, going to prom. I mean, with your wife, y'all eat. That's the best feeling in the world. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Tell them on a bunch.
Well, what do you know? I have some questions, some follow-up questions for that. What
Okay.
do you say for the people such as like a LeBron James, him and Savannah? Like, how would you say they have created their relationship? What has made them successful? Being a power couple or being goals, relationship goals. What can you, from your observation, what can you say that he kind of like did different? Cause and I'm saying we stand to be corrected or fact checked, but for us, we know that he hasn't, been out there and kind of run around, like everybody say, oh, you must go out there and run around. But him and Savannah been together since high school.
That was the key to it. They grew together. They started off together, they didn't have no money, and they grew together with money. That's what the difference is. They did the bumps and bruises together. And he probably had a good moment in life, made him respect women. So, he knew Savannah the way to go. He did the right thing. Got 2 beautiful kids. I think he got 3 kids. I think he got 2 boys and a girl. Yeah. So, look how he living life. Living good wife, kids, son.
And have a nonprofit organization that he give back to other single moms.
He doing good. He did the right thing. Well, a lot of men need to do young men, but they don't want to do it. They think the best way to go, run women, spend all your money, and you broke. That stuff called money, trying to go out with women and try to tell lies. They just catch up with you. It ain't worth it, man.
Yeah, this day and time, because I heard the latest slang is tricking. And if you tricking with women, and like Demetrius, it's not free. All women, I don't care what they say, what they coming with. All women want the same thing. We want to be pampered. We want you to send something to Isaiah, a Venmo, Cash App, pay a bill. All of us want the same thing. We don't have time. I don't get no false nails on. So that is not gonna be one of my requests. But Demetrius, at the end of the day, you want somebody who's gonna be able to do something. But I'm gonna tell you, this is what I learned. Number one, and these for the ladies. I know Cardi B have her own money, so this is not for her. Number one, ladies, if you out there and you are in a bad situation, and what I'm saying, a bad situation or challenge, I'm gonna say challenging situation, and your money might be low, and you might feel like the only way that you can get something is doing something a little strange for a little change. My advice to you is, you still gonna have that bill gonna come up again next month. And if you have multiple bills, why not learn you another trade or learn you another skill where you can be able to balance yourself and save your body the headache, the problem, the sweat, and all the bumps and the bruises and all the hammering on your body, when you can go ahead and you can sacrifice for a little while. I just seen my sister, shout out to my sister, younger sister Pam, for graduating the surgical tech program, that when you put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and it was hard for her. She was a single parent and having to, go through. But Demetrius, could you hear the excitement in her voice that she stuck in there with something? She was finally proud of herself for sticking out, the hard nights, the staying up, the studying, the having to study with with her classmates, all the sacrifice, all the not being able to go to parties and not being able to be seen. You have to go missing. And I'm not just saying for school, that need to be your goals. Your goals, even for me, when I initially failed in nursing school, you know what I did when I failed that class? I went back and I told Demetrius and I wasn't together. I slept on the sofa. Not that I didn't have a big king size bed in my room, but it was so important to me that I said, Angie, you can sleep later. You got to get up. I slept on that sofa. I would study for a little bit and I would maybe fall asleep because I knew it wasn't comfortable. Demetrius, the sofa wasn't comfortable. So I know I needed to do a little temperament, just a temporary uncomfortableness to get where I had to go to. Because I knew if I got in the bed, I was going to sleep comfortable. I made myself uncomfortable sleep being on that sofa. So that way when I got ready to turn and I was going to almost fall off, okay, I'm up. I studied some more. That's how I was able to get through. I cut the TV out. Demetrius know right now, I don't even watch TV. Unless they keep calling me in there to watch something, I don't watch TV. Because when I fasted and God took it away, he took it away. And I'm saying that to some of you all, because some of you all got y'all priorities in the wrong place. Some of you all are looking up to the Cardi B's, and you're not where Cardi B at financially, and you sitting out here and you being another option for an Offset, or any man that's not an Offset, that's not doing anything, and you still noticing that, hey, I done gave this man my body, and my bills still due. I done sit out here and did some tricking, and my bills are still due. I don't have any money. I'm having to beg somebody else. If you are tired of being the borrower, then you better make sure you tell God and read that scripture. I'm the lender, not a borrower. I'm the alpha, not the make. You better be putting yourself first. And and I'm gonna say this, even when Demetrius had to tell me when we wasn't together. Demetrius and I always had a friendship. Not always, but we got that, Demetrius. We got to a friendship. And I remember telling him about a man, and I said, "Oh, that man giving that girl all that money." He said, "Angie, that man have money to blow. That man you not taking out on man money. That man got money to give to her." So when he made connect the dots for me, then I stopped realizing, because I was partying, and giving so many people accolades, because you think you're making a fool out of a man that already got money. And you think because you're taking his money that you getting one up on him. You're not realizing that this man, he's already in a better financial situation than you. So he got money to blow. And he ain't just blowing it on you. He got some more people. So when you not delivering, he getting it to somebody else. So Demetri, can you just touch on that just a little bit? Because I want this podcast to go to the single ladies or the single moms out there that's, playing Russian roulette with their life, that may be facing in some hardship situations right now, and they really don't know what to do. And they, maybe faced with an option that, doing something a little strange for a little change. But I want to help them increase their self-worth and self-value, and being able to, hear it from a man.
I mean, you told him right. Yeah, I mean, I'm making a fool of yourself. The man, you ain't screwing the man out of his money. He got money. Don't think you making a fool child. I took his money. I'm making a fool. You ain't making a fool out of nobody. Man got money. You better value your own self. Cause man ain't gonna value. You better value. You value yourself, he'll value. So you think love yourself, he gonna look at you low. You think holler yourself, he look at you highly. So I advise every woman listening to this podcast, think holler yourself, love yourself, and a man will love you like that. He's not gonna love you if you don't love yourself. I can tell you that now. He gonna love you the same way you feel about yourself. That's how he gonna love you. So if you feel like you anybody girl, he gonna treat you like anybody girl. If you feel like you just want to have sex today, he gonna treat you to have sex today. But you act like you love yourself, respect yourself, he will love you and respect you. Mm-hmm. That's all I got to let you, honey bun. You can close it out. I can tell them. They can't get that. They ain't smart. I can tell them.
Okay. You all, want to thank you again for joining and listening in to the Lead Life Experience podcast. And again, if you want to get your topics heard or you want to be a guest, you can go ahead and text us at 833-370-1608 and put relationships in the comment without an S. And again, that's something that we said. If you enjoyed it or if you can relate, don't hesitate to leave us a message, because we do answer them. We do check the comments. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and being able to put it on all your social media platforms. So we are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, and any of your podcasts, wherever you listen to podcast platforms. So don't forget, don't keep us to yourself. We know it's somebody that can benefit, or even if you disagree with what we're saying, say, hey, that didn't work for me. I was able to do something else and it worked. So again, it is somebody around this big old world that may be experiencing this, and they need to hear your voice. They need your insight and being able to tell them, because Demetrius and I don't know everything and we haven't experienced everything. Again, we are only speaking from our experiences. So my closing remarks to Cardi B and Offset, I really wish that y'all two can bring it together, because y'all have two amazing, well, and one on the way, amazing children. And being able to give them, whether you know it or not, energy is transferable to that unborn child. And when you do begin to get in there and nurture, when you nurturing, you end up increasing the dopamine. And the doctor told Demetrius that's the reason why he get complimented on when he go in the workplace so happy, because his dopamine is all the way up. So again, if you noticing that you've been struggling, I highly suggest you to check your dopamine. Your dopamine, get around you some other areas that makes you happy. Hugging a nice or start and increase your dopamine. So do something that's gonna increase your dopamine. That even if somebody not being nice to you, you be nice to somebody else. And I promise you, it is a chain reaction. Everybody can't be sucking on lemons all the time. So again, this is the Lead Life Experience Podcast.
Hi everyone, I hope you have enjoyed the episode so far. You are here with the Lead Life Experiences. And remember, if you want to get your topics discussed or get our opinion or our perspective, join us at text us at 833-370-1608 and put relationships in the comments.